Is The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion worth playing as a new player? As someone who has played the game since the original version launched, I can't be fair when answering this question. My wife, on the other hand, has never played this game before. I had her play the game for at least 10 hours, and I asked her to share her thoughts. For this analysis, she'll be playing the remastered version of the game, which I think is essentially the same as the original release, with some quality of life improvements. Later in the video, she'll share her feedback. First though, I want to give some background on why my opinion would be biased. So let's dive into The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. It is impossible to overstate how excited I was for the launch of The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. As a huge Morrowind fan that started playing that game shortly after it was released, I followed every bit of information that was released about Oblivion's development. The E3 demo videos that were released by Bethesda were saved to my computer and played on repeat. I followed every podcast I could and surfed Bethesda's forums nearly daily. Oblivion is the reason I got an Xbox 360. I saved up my birthday money, Christmas money, school lunch money just so I could afford an Xbox 360 and buy Oblivion on launch day. I still have my copy of the collector's edition on my game shelf in a haggard cardboard box. I don't know who decided to release the game in a cardboard box, but it was not a good choice for a collector's edition of the game. I even managed to convince my parents to get us an HD TV that was 1080i back in 2006 just so I could play the game in high definition. Everyone has significant events in their life that they'll remember forever. On March 20th, 2006, at around midnight, I know exactly where I was. I was picking up my copy of Oblivion, the collector's edition, at my local game store. After picking it up, I immediately went home and played the game for several hours. First, I went to the Imperial City Arena, then I did some side questing, the Thieves Guild, and then I focused on the main quest. Eventually beat the game. Around that time, Oblivion was the only game in my Xbox 360 for months. When I finally moved on to other games, Oblivion was still in regular rotation for years. Sometimes my friends would even gather around the TV with me, and we would laugh hysterically at the NPC's chatter, which is asinine. To this day, my friends and I will occasionally greet each other with, "I saw some mud crabs the other day. Horrible creatures." Since my opinion of Oblivion is colored by the fog of nostalgia, I asked my wife to give the game a try since she's never played it before, and she's barely even seen anybody play this game. Before we move on, please leave a comment below with something that you remember from your first time playing Oblivion. How was the game? What was going on in your life at the time? Without further delay, here are my wife's thoughts on Oblivion.
Break the law on my watch, will you? I'll be confiscating your stolen goods. Oh, and no gold to pay your fine, It's off to the lockup, then. Then pay with your blood! You elves are all the same.
I created a purple and green Argonian prisoner to play as. I created a custom adventurer class with a specialization in combat, along with strength and speed as my favorite attributes. My major skills were as follows: acrobatics, alchemy, athletics, blade, light armor, mercantile, and speechcraft.
I wasn't far off. in any...
I watched the Emperor die and escaped the sewers. I was really intrigued by this tower or statue in the distance. I arrived at Imperial City and I got lost for a really long time.
For the infirm,
Speak.
can you spare a coin?
I went to Way and then went to meet Joffrey at Wayne Priory to hear about Uriel's long-lost son.
One night, Uriel called me into his private chambers. A baby boy lay sleeping in a basket. Uriel told me to deliver him somewhere safe. He never told me anything else about the baby.
I went to Kvatch and entered my first Oblivion gate, which I proceeded to then close.
Come on, run while there's still time. The guard still holds the road, but it's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. Help! You must help! They're killing everyone at Wayne Priory.
I met with Martin and returned to Wayne Priory, only to discover that Joffrey lost the Amulet of Kings.
The dawn is breaking. The dawn is breaking.
I liberated Wayne Priory from the mythic dawn. I took Joffrey and Martin to Cloud Ruler Temple and met with Boris. Then I fought mud crabs and got lost in the sewers for a really long time.
The assassins...
I learned about a set of books related to the Mythic Dawn and got a quest to obtain them.
The Holy Book of the Mythic Dawn, supposedly written by Mehrunes Dagon himself.
I solved the Mythic Dawn book puzzle and found a tomb with a map on Green Emperor Way. I followed the map to Dagon Shrine. Instead of talking to them, I chose to kill everyone,
Then you have come here to die.
which was quite the task, and I died several times.
Paradise awaits me.
After trying several times, I finally killed everyone and escaped.
Vigilance. Only the chosen will survive the cleansing.
Do not fear death.
Oblivion.
You are weak, like the gods you pray to. Do not fear death.
Don't hurt me!
I went back to Joffrey and Martin to get the spy's quest.
He's doing with that evil book? I fear for
I killed one spy, but then I could not find the second one for a very long time. I had to look it up. I brought information back to Martin, and I talked to him while he just stared into space.
that one.
I've deciphered part of the ritual needed to open a portal to Cameron's paradise.
I tried to obtain glow dust to offer to Azura's shrine, but I died. I went and bought glow dust instead of harvesting it from an enemy. I offered the glow dust to Azura's shrine and got sent off to kill some vampires, which I failed miserably at. I wandered off to a random Oblivion gate, but I couldn't find the sigil stone anywhere. And this is when I got bored and quit playing the game.
You're going to die in here.
Hey guys, Nemo here. Today I will be talking about the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remaster. To give a little bit of background, I have never played the original, nor have I played Morrowind. I have, however, put over 1,000 hours into Skyrim. To say I love Skyrim is definitely an understatement. But alas, we are not here today to talk about Skyrim, so let's get into it. There are things that I like and dislike about Oblivion. Let's start with the dislikes. The jankiness. You slide around after you stop moving, and combat just is not as responsive/accurate as it should be. The physics make no sense. NPCs and objects go flying backwards during combat or at random. There's a lack of direction when it comes to questing in this game. The game doesn't really direct you to quests, especially side quests. For example, in the quest for the spies that I did, I went to the house I was supposed to, found the note, but could not figure out where the second spy was located. Their location wasn't mentioned anywhere in the game. I ended up looking it up, and the guy shows up at the house between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Again, this wasn't mentioned anywhere. The leveling system in this game does not feel properly balanced either. I found that the enemies were typically too hard compared to the skills that I had during the time that I was encountering them. Now I'd like to highlight the things I liked and enjoyed about the game. I really enjoyed the parts of the storyline that I did get to witness, especially the Oblivion gates. They were graphically pleasing and provided decent loot. I was really impressed with the soundtrack and sound effects in the game. It was very calming in the cities and the wilderness. In conclusion, I think that everyone should try this game, even if only for a couple of hours. However, this game is not for everyone. This is due to the fact that the game is slow going and lacks direction. On the bright side, Oblivion gates are highly enjoyable. It seems like there's a lot of stuff to do, but it's hard to find quests and activities throughout the game. I do wish that you were able to get quests and activities by overhearing NPCs talking amongst each other like you could in Skyrim.
So there you have it. In 2025, even the Oblivion Remaster is not for everyone. As a longtime fan, I do suggest that everybody give the game a try, either the remaster or the original. If you do, you might rise to the highest rank of the Fighters Guild, walk outside, attack some random NPCs, run back into the guild hall, and watch a bloodbath ensue. The last man standing will inevitably bend down over the corpse of one of the dead and say, "Guards, come quick! Someone's been murdered."
By the Nine Divines! Assault! Assault!
Look out!
Why won't you die? What's the matter? Getting tired? You're pathetic.
Oblivion really is a product of the time of its release. The game popularized open-world games, which were a rarity at the time. It also popularized game mechanics that we take for granted now, such as fast travel, and for better or worse, quest markers. Overall, everyone should definitely give the game a shot, but it is definitely not going to work for everybody. Thanks for watching, like and sub, and we will catch you in the next one.
Oh my goodness. Excuse me, are you all right? By the divines. This person's dead.